Hi, it's Kathy. What do you do when you have 3 apples that are about to go bad and it's not enough to make a pie? You make what I call a rustic pie, and that's what I'm going to show you today on Kathy's Happy Home. The first thing I'm going to do is set my oven for 350. Next, I'm going to take the apples and I'm going to peel them, core them, and slice them up for the pie. You can see I've gotten decent size pieces here. I had these apples before I went to annual conference, so it's been a couple of weeks and they're still good, but they won't be much longer, so this is a good way to use them. Now I'll do the other two. You can see I have this container. There's quite a few apples in here, but certainly not enough for a pie. And that's why I'm going to do the one I'm doing today. I'm going to make it, I usually use a sheet pan, but today I'm going to make it in my apple pie plate. It's really pretty. And I bought this at Cracker Barrel, maybe 12 years ago. Quite a while. And as you can see, it has an apple pie recipe on it. I have used this recipe so many times, and it has always turned out good. And that's what I'm going to use today, too. Even though I probably don't need to do it, I did spray the pan with vegetable oil cooking spray. And the one thing I am not good at is making pie crust. I have tried and tried, and it never works. Let me put this down for a minute. So what I do, instead of making my own pie crust, I buy the Pillsbury, and I just open the package, roll it out, put it in the pie pan. I have 1 layer of apples in there, and I have a tablespoon of sugar that I'm sprinkling over them. And I'm guesstimating this because this isn't a real apple pie. But just so they're all covered, I didn't use quite the whole thing. And now I'm going to take cinnamon. If I can open it with one hand. Here we go. And I'm going to sprinkle cinnamon on top. And then I'm going to dot it with butter. Let's see if I can do this one-handedly. Here we go. Just little bits of butter here and there. Now I've put the other half of the apples in a top layer. I'm going to do the same thing, sprinkle it with sugar, cinnamon, and dot it with butter. Okay, there we are. Now you may be saying, well, that's pretty full. It's probably enough for a pie. But they cook down when they cook, apples do, and it really wouldn't be. So instead of putting a top crust on, what I do is I fold the bottom crust over. And I just keep folding it over on top of it. And I'll be leaving a hole in the middle for the steam to escape. And there you are. Now I'm going to stick this into the 350-degree oven If you're not in the US, that's about 180 Celsius. And I'm going to let it cook for half an hour. I actually let it stay in for about 35 minutes because at 30 minutes it was still a little pale looking, and now you can see it's nice and brown. Okay, let's cut this and see how it is. It's cutting good. This sort of fell apart, but that's okay. It'll taste the same. Now, let me try it. So good. Before I go, I want to thank everyone for their good wishes and thoughts and prayers on my hurt knee. As you can see, I did this whole recipe sitting down. It still hurts. It's not as bad as it was. I've been spending a lot of time in bed or having it up on the sofa. I see the doctor tomorrow and see what she says. I think I'm going to have to get an MRI, see if I really tore something. The x-rays in urgent care showed nothing, except a little arthritis, which I already knew I had. But I really do appreciate it, and thank you very much. Ignore the sound in the background. That's the air fryer cooking my chicken for dinner. And I hope that you'll come back next time, and I'll show you some more on Kathy's Happy Home. Bye now.